from a galaxy far, far away.
And a bookshelf straight out of the 90s.
From Thrawn to Dantooine
And everything in between. This is Legends Lookback.
What's up, everybody? We are going to be doing a really fun, kind of laid-back episode tonight, getting to know our new host, as well as me. I'm not new, but you still get to know me a little bit, which is fun. Freddie's out tonight, couldn't make it, had crisis come up. Wasn't to see Rook this time. I honestly didn't think of a good excuse for what it could be. We'll say Ponda Baba got a little bit angsty at the cantina, so Freddie's in the back to tank. There it is. That's what it is. But what we do have tonight is some fun get-to-know-you games we're going to be playing across the board here, give you all a chance in the chat to guess along with us before we reveal the answers and that kind of thing. We'll start off with a little fun tidbit about a couple of our hosts here tonight, because something crazy happened to me this week that made me think of our good new producer, Rick. My good buddy from college, Rick. He's shaking his head like, don't tell the story, don't do it. I wish the story didn't remind me of you, but it does. I was waiting in line for pickup at my daughter's school. It's quite a long line, big school. And right next to the school bus line, they've got this big plastic barricade that has the word buses spray painted across it. Like, don't park here because it's where the buses go, right? And so I'm sitting there reading my Star Wars book, and I notice this windy, blustery day. It blows over this massive, it's like a 6-foot-long plastic sign. And it blows it over, and I kind of think, like, somebody's going to get that, right? Probably the guy that's standing right over there next to it, he's going to get it? No, he doesn't get it. Then, up comes a school bus and just plows over it. Kaboom! And it just breaks into plastic shards all over the parking lot. And I think, like, okay, now the school bus driver is going to get out and pick it up. Maybe this guy that's standing over there next to him, he's going to help him. He doesn't. They don't. So I angrily get out of the car and wrestle this thing up and try to put it back and out of the way of the next school bus. And I, of course, ended up covered in water and dirt. And it got cut a little bit because it was like plastic shards. It was a whole ordeal, and nobody helped me. And like everybody was watching me from their cars. So give my good citizen star of the week. And Rick, tell the good folks why that made me think of you.
Oh, goodness. Well, first of all, I am a school bus driver, as well as one of the other things I do. That's one of my hats. And there was a very unfortunate incident this year at the very first day of school. And honestly, it's not funny, but Jared laughs at it, I guess, because he's Jared. But
I laugh at it because I've known you for so
yes.
long.
And
to think that this would be your fate as a young adult.
Yes, I accidentally ran over a dog, and it was super traumatic for me and for the family, and it still kind of haunts me, honestly. That was the first day of school, and it was, man, not a good way to start. So Jared's image of smashing signs by a school bus just instantly brought that to mind, apparently. He just wanted to bring it up tonight to make me squirm, I suppose.
Yeah. It was when I was putting up that barricade, I thought, you know what? At least it wasn't a dog.
Oh, we went there.
Terrible thing to happen.
Well,
the important detail, if you're watching this and you live in the small town where Rick lives, is that he doesn't feel good about it.
I don't.
Nor does he think it's funny.
It's not.
Oh, I'm glad.
You can be mad at me if you want, but like, don't be mad at Rick. It wasn't his fault.
Gosh.
He couldn't stop the bus to deal with the issue.
No.
He's got a bus full of kids.
Yeah.
It wasn't his fault.
That's right. But on behalf
so
of
it's
bus
like a
drivers,
hit and run?
Yeah, that makes it worse, doesn't it?
yeah, I couldn't stop. It's not legal for me to stop. I have to stay on the bus with my kids. So
Did you go and say after leave a note, or just
that's a different
It
conversation.
gets better.
That's a different conversation. I would have, but they did some private investigating and harassed me before I could even make it better.
Oh no!
It's a small town, so it's like anybody know who drives that school bus, and then instantly they know.
And it was like I said, the first day of school, and so everything was crazy. I couldn't even get a radio call into my boss to let him know so that he could reach out.
Yeah.
Because there was kids on the wrong buses, all kinds of stuff. So it was just panic chaos, and oh man, yeah.
You know
That's
what is not going to have any
sorry.
panic, chaos, or dead animals? This episode of Legends Lookback.
Yeah.
So without further ado, without running over any critters, Rick, let's start that show. Don't know why I said that, but I did.
Whew. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
That was fun.
I have nightmares.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Legends Lookback. This is a show that is proudly part of the Youtini Podcast Network, and it is, of course, a Star Wars books podcast for people who are fed to the rules but hit the ground running, where we celebrate our rich EU history as well as diving into lesser-known Star Wars classics. I'm your host, Jared Mays. I am not joined this week by Freddie C. Freddie's getting that nice back to treatment after the world the world was really doing a number on him this week. We couldn't have Freddie with us. Sometimes life happens. Miss you, Freddie. We'll have to catch up on all the fun facts about Freddie next week. You know who I do have, though, with me? Our proud school bus driving producer, Rick Grace. How are you, Rick?
Hey, man, I am good. Let me catch up here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's just trying to find the button that says me.
Yeah, pretty.
It just says...
No joke.
There it is.
I've got it queued up, but with a little name, it's a different button. So, but not, yeah, man, I'm good. I'm making it. We're here. It's another week, and life goes on. Life goes on.
That's right. Also joining us tonight, I'm excited to learn more about her because, honestly, still kind of an enigma wrapped in a mystery, wrapped in our newest co-host body, Emily Daybeck. How are you, Emily?
I'm doing well. Happy to be here. Excited to learn more facts about the team. Yeah, I'm excited for the game. I think it'll be
fun. The new name cards look good. That's super flashy.
Do.
It was actually really helpful for me, Rick, because,
you forgot my name,
I don't have
didn't
Emily's
you?
last name in the show notes. I just have Emily. And I was like, I used last names here and there, and now... And I just watched the Arabesh turn into English, and it said Emily Daybeck right at the second that I needed it. So,
nice.
That was cool.
And I rely pretty heavily on my last name. All my handles are like Darth Daybeck. So if you don't know that's my last name, then you have no idea that that's me. So, yeah.
That's amazing.
I really underutilize the Grace puns that are available because, it's amazing and stuff like that. That's all I got.
That's great. Rick, one of the things we're going to learn about Rick tonight is he's the absolute king of dad jokes. Which is fun because I think the dad joke of the week last week was from Eric.
Yeah.
He made
from the top shelf.
What
is
did
great.
he say?
It was something funny. He'll let us know.
It
in the
was
chat,
hilarious.
He's always got something though.
Hey, that being said,
dad's just like.
Oh, he said legend. Wait for it. Dairy.
Yeah.
And then wasn't there like a lactose intolerant in there too, or is that just in my head? I don't know.
There were a couple good ones.
It happens.
He says it was terrible, I'm sure. Yeah, absolutely. Well, what's not terrible is some of the new acquisitions that we have to show off tonight. I've got some fun things that I want to show. give you both a chance as well. Last week, Emily, you had quite the big Legends book haul, and for somebody who's notoriously not a collector, do you have anything to show off this week?
I don't. That was probably my my show off for... I don't know, probably 6 months because it's going to take me a long time to work through all those books. In fact, I'm using like 5 of them to prop up my setup right now. So I can't show them to you again, unfortunately. But just know that they're there and they are very foreign to me. So very excited.
We actually had some more discussion in the Legends Lookback Discord channel this week in response to last week's show, which is people were noticing that I was being guarded about what I had to say about the Dark Nest books because you bought one of the Dark Nest books, and I said those bugs do some naughty stuff, and that's all I said.
That's right.
People in the chat, they were like, "We got to talk about that. Don't tell her anything else about those books. Let her just discover them for herself, and we will."
Interesting.
They're something else. I'll tell you that much.
I feel like every Legends book, I'm just waiting to reach a point where I'm like, that's what they're talking about. Oh, I get it now. Light bulb
How deep
moments.
are you into Rogue Squadron? Because there's some stuff.
I'm probably 15% through.
Okay, once you get to the other end, 85% through,
The stuff starts getting real.
Corin at one point gets into deep detail about his love life.
Oh.
And it is... It's rough.
Is it deep detail? I really can't. I know I definitely have flagged some parts in my memory of let's talk about that, but I don't know if it was. I don't remember that much detail.
We'll put it this way, Rick. I'm hoping Emily doesn't quit the show.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
After she reads this,
I got
My
what you're
husband's
talking
in the
about,
army. You can't scare me.
That's good.
I've heard it all.
But can Corin Horn scare you? That's the real question.
So far, I've been very impressed. I'm he kind of just seems like a little Han-like to me at this point in the book. So he's just kind of like the big fly guy.
How many times has he rubbed his medallion?
I don't want to answer that.
He does. No, it's
I
not
don't know
a
what that
euphemism.
means, and that
He has
scares
a
me a little.
medallion around his neck. It was his grandfather's coin or his father's coin. Anyway, he's got a coin. It's a Jedi coin. That might be a spoiler. Spoiler alert. Anyway,
Well,
it's a big deal,
eh.
and he rubs it for luck a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's not a euphemism till you say it's not a euphemism.
Rick, bail me out. What do you have to show off tonight on
Well,
Thracken's thrift store?
So actually, tomorrow I start a new budget. So I'm kind of broke, and so I don't think I actually got anything new this week. I keep looking around trying to find something to show. Though, Jared, will you show off that mug real quick?
Yeah,
What you got?
here it is.
Uh-huh.
For our audio-only listeners, I am holding up a Yoda mug. It is kind of circular, almost like you're drinking out of Yoda's head, but instead of the wispy hairs, it's just a hole that has my hot apple cider because I'm sick. I'm trying to keep my voice all lubed up for the show.
Nice.
It's got Yoda on this one side. The other side says something dumb. What's it say? May the Force be with you. Okay.
'Cause
I thought it said something
I-
cornier than that.
I bring that up because I saw that mug, and I'm pretty sure I have that mug's like lost cousin of a mug, right here, and
Oh my gosh!
it says, "A Merry Christmas may you have" on the back. So
For our audio listeners, Rick just held up the exact copy of my mug
Yeah.
for Christmas and
Yeah.
full of office supplies.
you know, I'm gonna go ahead and
Oh
spoil.
my goodness.
And there's a knife in here too, because I'm a Texan now, so you got to have a blade within.
That's one heck of a knife.
Oh gosh.
That's hysterical. You guys, you're like copies of each other, sort of.
That's
And, like,
actually kind
that's
of be a
big knife.
spoiler of.
Something
That's
coming
like
later.
a chef's
So I
knife. Why
want
do
to
you
give a
have
shout
a
out to
chef's
Emma's.
knife?
I want to give a shout out to Emma's comment in the chat. She says, "All I can think of when I look at that mug is seagulls. Stop it now." Emily is judging
I
by
can't
the
stop.
deer in the headlights look you're giving us. You don't know what we're referencing. So,
No idea.
stay
I'm
tuned
so
to the
out.
Legends Lookback Discord
Yes.
channel as soon as this is over, and we will post
I
the link.
know. I always
So-
learn something there. I'm very
It's
excited.
a bad lip sync video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of Luke and
It's
Yoda's
a music video. It's
training
great.
sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah. On Dagobah,
Yeah.
but set to a song. You're gonna love it. It might be my favorite YouTube video of all time. Throwing that
Of
out there.
all time.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
mic
great.
drop.
It's pretty great. I don't know. Bushes of
Oh my
Love gets me every
goodness.
time.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh
Emma's
my
posting the link, so I've got a treat waiting for me after the show.
Yeah, don't watch
I'm
it now, or
pumped.
you
I
will
won't.
not be able
I
to.
won't.
Stop it now. You're right. So I've got some stuff to show off. However,
Yes.
this is a big deal. I know that we are a Legends show. However, I read every Star Wars book that comes out. I'm actually pretty far behind right now. There's a few books that have been released that I've not gotten to, but for the most part, I read every Star Wars book, canon and Legends, that comes out. Try to stay current with the canon stuff. I just the other day completed, thanks to our buddy Eric, give me a couple of tips. Like, hey buddy, I know you're looking for this one. I found a good deal on it. Better get it now, kind of thing. I got with these two books. I have now completed my canon hardcovers collection. I got
Nice.
Tarkin and Lords of the Sith. Oh, it looks like Grand Moff Tarkin wants to talk right here into the microphone. The way I held that up. Yeah, he has nothing but destruction to pronounce on us all. Anyway, very proud of these. Got these two, and man, there was one more. Oh, A New Dawn. Between the three of those, this last couple of months, spent like $60 for all three, which is insane. If you are a canon hardcover collector, you
Yeah.
know what an incredible deal that is.
Good job,
I
man.
still almost. Oh yeah, hey,
That's
thank you
awesome.
everybody. There came this moment when I put them on the shelf, and I was like, that should have felt better than it did.
It's because you have a book that's not, the greatest among the last. It just kind of feels like a, But no, it's
Well, the deal is, like, there's always more coming out.
yes.
I actually just pre-ordered my copy of Ronin the other day. I know that's how our buddy Freddie would say it. I just pre-ordered it the other day and discovered that I'd already pre-ordered Lesser Evil. So excited about that. All coming our way. I've got one more collectible to show off. One more thing here in our Thracken's Thrift Store segment. Was excited to show this to Freddie. He's not here. Well, let's show him again next week. I got the Boss Funko
Ooh.
from Republic Commando, and here's the fun thing. It says right here that it glows in the dark. And I honestly have forgotten to see if it does. So I'm going to set it right here, somewhere behind me here, and we're going to see by the end of the episode if it does glow in the dark. We're going to pay attention to that visor. I'm going to turn off my lights,
Okay.
and we'll see how it does. So if you would like an update on the glow-in-the-dark Funko Pop, you can hang out with us after the show in the Legends Books Discord channel, or maybe we're going to have a voice chat channel set up. Skooma Joe's taking care of all that. We're going to hang out with the folks when all this is over. We're going to shoot the breeze and spend some time talking together. Excited about that. Excited about doing that with all of you. It's been too long. It's been far too long. But as we segment into our upcoming Legends news segment, the very first order of business is that there is actually another figure of Boss, not a Funko Pop, not a bobblehead, a new Black Series Boss that was just announced this week. The moment I saw it, I ran over to my computer and threw it in the show notes, made sure that was going to hit the update here for Legends Lookback, and if we can find it, I believe we've got an image of it. In fact, there it is. Just went up for pre-order this week. Already got mine on the way. In fact, spent like a good hour wrestling with GameStop's their customer support trying to get this thing reserved because I had like a $5 coupon and I couldn't get it to apply, and the email said it was for in-store and online purchases, but then wasn't going through for the online purchase. It was a whole thing, but don't worry everybody, I got it reserved. It's coming my way, one of these days. Not exactly sure when. Very excited about that. Are you guys gonna be picking up that Boss action figure? Did you guys ever play Republic Commando?
Not yet. It's on one of my Xbox queues because they, re-released them with Xbox Live and stuff. Actually, I've got some of the discs still. Well, not still. I went back and got them. Same for like Battlefront 2, like the original and stuff. Like I went back and had to get the disc so I could play it. I still have a classic Xbox, so every now and then I break that sucker out and play some good old things out there. But man, I used to have a nostalgia corner in my office that had a VCR, and I had the original trilogy on VHS on repeat, and classic Nintendo setup, all that. But anyway,
oh, awesome!
I'm just ranting now, getting me all nostalgic.
There's nothing about that surprised me, Rick. Okay, Rick, it looks like we need to add the audio interface sources on the image scene. So it looks like they missed our audio when it cut over to Boss.
Oh, okay.
So that's the deal there. If you missed what I was saying, it wasn't much. It was mostly rambling to say I got it ordered. I'm excited about it. I honestly would love all of Delta Squad and Omega Squad, from the books, and that would make them, like I'd position them on my shelf where they were squaring off against each other. They would just be in practice because they're buddies. They're like frenemies. They're rivals. It's a whole thing. I'm excited to get the game. I've got it ordered through limited run, like the collectible version. Still waiting on it. It's been like 8 months. So one of these days I'm gonna get it. I'm excited. It's gonna be great. I'm sure. Love the books though. We do have some other things coming out. Emily, you want to take over the reins for the next item here?
Sure. So we've got the Essential Legends collection, the Rogue Squadron movie. Very excited about that. And the Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus show.
Yeah, and
Also
the point I wanted to make about this is, like, you think about the Legends things coming up on the horizon. And I wanted to make this point a few weeks ago. We've had to cut it. We've got some time tonight to talk about this. You think about this. As a Legends fan, we've got the KOTOR remake, the Rogue Squadron movie coming out, which we don't know how much that's going to adapt the books. Doesn't matter to me. It's going to be great. I'm very excited either way. The Essential Legends collections, all the things Emily just listed there. And here's my question. Could it possibly be more exciting to be a Legends fan at this particular point in, the Disney Empire era of Star Wars?
It's definitely a good time. There's so much coming out, so much, I guess, re-coming out. It's kind of weird to talk about, But yeah, the attention is not just on the new stuff. I'm really pleasantly surprised to see that there's still a conversation, still love from the top, That's being, the light's still on Legends too, so it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and we don't know how much, the Kenobi show is going to adapt the Kenobi book. And, we don't necessarily want it to be a straight one-to-one adaptation because we want something, surprising, something fun that we've not seen before. Either way, I'm declaring this right here, right now. You heard it live on Legends Look Back. that this officially marks with the beginning of the Essential Legends collections and, the announcement of the KOTOR remake. I officially declare 2021 onward, we're not exactly sure when it's going to end, the Legends Renaissance of this particular era of Star Wars. What do you think? Can we officially label it that? We should put a gold banner up at the top of the show.
Yes. Legends Renaissance. Yes. We're in the golden age of being a Star Wars fan in general, but especially for Legends, because since they kind of diverted away from the Skywalker saga, the sky's the limit. They can go anywhere and do whatever they want. And with so many new shows on the horizon, I can't wait to see all the new content that comes out.
Yeah. And even one little Easter egg to Legends will be enough for us. We don't want to.
They've been doing that. They've been planting them very well, throughout. I don't know. I think they're doing a great job.
Yeah, we actually have another thing here that just happened. This is a bit of a mild spoiler. We'll call this very mild. A spoiler in the sense of if you want to know nothing. I would consider a spoiler a real spoiler, something that spoils the major plot twist of a story. However, if you're in that first camp, you don't want to know anything. Star Wars Adventures number 10 just released this week. The backup story, so it's got, the main story and then the backup story. The backup story to Star Wars Adventures number 10 has what our friend Trevor across the pond affectionately calls, and I quote, one of the deepest Legends callbacks I've seen since the return of Jackson. And now I'm going to re-roll that with my British accent. All right, here we go. No, I'm not going to do that. Sorry, Trevor.
That's about it.
And we've got Zach and Tash Aranda from the Galaxy of Fear books have made their way back into canon through Star Wars Adventures number 10. And based on the little nod playing along there, Rick, I'm guessing you've never read these.
No, I have them. Dude, seriously, you're going to get me on those office quotes. You just said one that got me thinking about an office quote of, what is it about the good old days? You never know that you're in them until they're gone or something. So that one was already in my head. But now you're going back to I'm going to have to get it on this show one of these weeks of, have I read that book? No, but, I got it or whatever. Because, I have the books, or a lot of them, but no, haven't read them yet.
Well, we read these. I think Freddie and I read the first two last year around Halloween.
Uh-huh.
They are bananas, and I read some of them as a kid, and man, I'm so excited that this specific weird little niche of Legends has made its way back in through the smallest back door of canon.
There's
a backup story in Star Wars Adventures.
There's something about every Star Wars name too that it sounds familiar. When you said Zach and Tosh, I was like, I know that name from somewhere. I didn't, but it sounds like a Star Wars name, so I just was nodding along. Yeah.
Sounds right. Yeah, that's on brand.
Absolutely. Well, some other little Legends tidbits to be paying attention to. We've announced these the last few weeks. We want to keep them on the horizon. I've got a little bit more to add to this one. Star Wars Visions came out a week ago, right? This show's being recorded on Thursday. It came out, 8 days ago at this point, if I can do my math right. No, our friend Skooma Joe in the Discord made a good point that this actually in some ways is reminiscent of the Star Wars Visionaries comics from Dark Horse a number of years ago. So Visions, similar to Visionaries in that it's inspired by Asian art, specifically thinking about the Japanese influences on Star Wars and now paying homage to those. Anyway, if you are wanting kind of the Legends origins of Visions, this would be a really cool comic to check out, each one done by a different concept artist. It actually features, and they talked about this a little bit on Trevor and Jose's show, what is that called? Star Wars Archives. This past episode, if you're a patron, they talked about this, which is that this is the first appearance of Spider-Leg Darth Maul, kind of the origins of Maul going to Tatooine to hunt down old Ben. Anyway, so all of that was first seeded in this kind of concept art, non-canonical, even for Legends story. So I want to give the shout out to that. If you're looking for the Legends tie-in, that might be a good thing to check out. And Skooma Joe will talk all about it with you. He was very eager to be able to share the love. And I was like, sorry, man, I've only read a couple. I don't have a ton to say. But that would be a great thing to check out. We got a couple more things here going down the list before we get into the main show. Rick, why don't you take the next one?
So let me get my camera over there. Sorry. Disney, they're doing a lot, and Disney Plus has been their platform, which is awesome because personally out here in where I am, Northeast Texas, I don't have great like cable or satellite, so I do have internet, which is surprising. So Disney Plus is my friend. And Disney has declared November 12th Disney Plus Day. And can you believe it's been 2 years already? So coming up on the 2-year anniversary. And so to celebrate that, there is going to be a Boba Fett special coming to Disney Plus on that day, November 12th. And it's been described as a special celebrating the origins and legacy of Star Wars' legendary bounty hunter, Boba Fett.
I'm really hoping that it's got some kind of a Legends, Easter egg. Just tell me a little bit
It's
about.
got to.
Just show the panel from Dark Empire where he comes out of it, where he corners Han Solo and says the Sarlacc found me somewhat indigestible. It's a comic, so he doesn't sound like that, but that's what I imagine it sounded like. And it's my favorite. I call him Hot Dog Boba Fett because he takes up the whole page lengthwise, top to bottom. Yeah. That's the origins of Hot Dog Boba Fett. That's right.
Nice.
Welcome, Emily. Now you know about Hot Dog Boba Fett.
Now I know.
You're in the loop.
I learn so much every time. Really, I should be taking notes. I don't know what I'm doing. Just listening.
No, just cement this deep into your brain. You don't need notes.
I mean, that's
Where
hard
we're
to
going,
forget.
We don't need notes.
That'll be hard to forget.
Well, speaking of Dark Empire, I saw something really cool online today, and this was a huge surprise. It was so much of a surprise that while, I had taken a break from reading my book and had gone on my phone, you know how you do, that my wife and I were both sitting there reading silently this evening, and then I just started giggling nonstop because I was so giddy with excitement. Today, this very day, the day on which we record our Legends podcast, this day, September 30th, is the 30th anniversary of none other than Dark Empire. Dark Empire #1 came out on September 30th, 1991. And in case you're wondering, it is my very favorite Star Wars story ever told.
Really? Okay. Good to know.
Absolutely. I like it even more than the original trilogy.
Wow.
There is nothing that I like more in Star Wars than Dark Empire. KOTOR, come at me. I like it. Not as much as Dark Empire. Happy 30th birthday to Tom Veach and Cam Kennedy's absolute Legends masterpiece. Ah! Here it is right here. I'm holding up my hardcover. Anyway, I might just reread this for the fun of it. Yeah, there we go. And my wife specifically said this to me, and I told her I was going to say this on the show. She said, to celebrate, you should dress up as Naked Palpatine.
Nice. We're all glad you didn't. We're all glad you didn't.
Please don't.
They're all commenting in the
Please
chat.
don't
Say it.
Oh, gosh.
I didn't, and you're welcome. If you're an audio listener, I am clothed.
Fully.
Don't you worry.
Well, at least,
you worry.
I guess we only really know from the top up. We don't know about the rest, so.
That's true.
don't
This is
worry.
the-
No, I'm not even going to talk about it. I have more to say, but I won't. I'm just going to leave
Thank
it.
you.
Real quick
I
question,
appreciate
though.
it.
Unrelated to Naked Palpatine, I promise. But Dark Empire. Is your copy, is that like the paperback, trade paperback? Like it's a hardcover, you said, right?
You listen to this sucker, man.
So is that
Yeah.
is that
That's
like
the
a
hardcover.
prose copy of the story?
No, this is the Dark Empire trilogy.
Right.
It has,
Open
see
it
if I
up.
can find the page
Okay.
with Naked Palpatine.
Oh, dear.
On this page, we've got a couple of people strapped to a tree, but no one's naked. Okay. This actually was purchased at the Hastings in our college town.
Oh, rest in peace, Hastings.
Here it is. It's the page that is like the most, like the binding is the most broken on is the Naked Palpatine page.
Whoa, I'm going to...
Oh, yeah. Look at those smooth parts. Yeah. There it is.
Woo, goodness.
I'm excited. Are you
Okay.
excited? Let's do the thing. Let's take a quick break, roll that ad, and then we will come back with some get to know your hosts. We've got two new team members here that we've got to get to know, and so we're going to play a fun game as we do so. So go ahead, Rick. Now we've got here in the chat a comment about what our first question should be. Sorry, they're already written in stone, and we have pictures. Okay, we've got cheat sheets. I mean, we had to write out our questions ahead of time, because we thought about throwing them up on the screen. That didn't work out, but we do have the questions pre-written and our answer. We've got an answer code. I mean, hey, this is official stuff. No, actually what we're doing tonight is an idea that we straight up jacked from the Cosmic Force. So thank you to all y'all over on our Wednesday night comic show. Shameless plug. If you're not watching the Cosmic Force every Wednesday night, I don't know exactly when it is. 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Eastern. There it is. It's an absolute top-notch show. The best Star Wars comics weekly YouTube live show that I watch It's the only one, and I love it, and they're wonderful. But one of the fun things they did on their episode 8, you can go watch it on our YouTube channel or listen to it in your podcast feeds, but it's got pictures, so you should watch it, is they took a night to just get to know each other a little bit better and let the chat get to know them as well. And we've taken that idea and we've turned it into a game.
I'm pretty sure they
Emily.
jacked it from somebody else, didn't they?
I mean, like, get to know each other
Well, I mean,
isn't
like,
all that
yeah.
original.
Hey, I'm not very social, okay? Give me a break. Oh.
So, Emily, honestly, you're the team member I know the least here because Rick and I went to college together, and though Freddie is not with us, he and I have been podcasting almost weekly for 2 years at this point. So, Emily, you are up first. Also, you had the idea to turn this into a game. So tell us how this is going to work, and then lead us off with the first question. The first question is going to be just, some personal family info. Tell us, who you are and what you're about and all that good stuff. But first of all, the game. Explain it.
Sure. So the game is 2 truths and a lie. Many of you have probably already played it. It's pretty easy. Basically, it's a multiple choice question where you list 2 truths and 1 lie about yourself, and then everybody else has to guess which one of them is a lie. So they're kind of topically organized. Feel free to comment in the chat of what you think the answer is, and you guys can discuss it and decide for yourselves which one is the lie. Then you tell me, and I reveal the truth. For my questions, you guys get control over your questions, and then I'll play along.
Yeah, she's going to use, like, her dark force abilities to find out what the answer is to ours, and she'll still reveal the truth.
No, I'm going to cheat because you guys have known so much about each other. I'm just going to totally rely on you guys. It's going to be really fun.
I specifically tried to ask questions this time around, Emily, that I, was trying to stump Rick with. So,
Thanks.
knowing that we knew some stuff about each other already.
I mean, that makes it even more fun, I think.
Good. All right, so lead us off
Sure.
with question number 1.
So this is about my family or personal information. All right, so option 1. I have moved 18 times, 14 of which were military moves. I am married with a toddler and 1 on the way. I fell in love with my husband at first sight, which is a lie.
Man, I could see any of these having one detail that was stretched.
Right. It's all close. Because 18 times, that's a lot of moves. I mean,
But the correct answer could be 17, in
Right.
which case 18
That's
is wrong.
true.
that is true. So let's see. The second one said you were married with a toddler and 1 on the way.
Yes.
It's that last detail.
Yeah.
And then here's the tricky thing, Rick. You and I both dudes. If we're like, yeah, I could see that she's pregnant, it makes us look pretty bad.
No.
right?
I'm not even thinking that. I'm thinking, is this an announcement? Is this happening? Should we bust out the balloons and celebrate? What's happening right now?
I don't remember her ever announcing that she was pregnant because it's news to me.
Right.
But of course, I see the face on the YouTube channel here. I don't know what's happening down low. Just same as the naked Palpatine thing, right?
No.
Who knows what's happening?
Love
down
at
there. So here's
first
the thing.
sight. Man.
It could be 1 or 2, but
Yeah.
either of those could be lies.
Right. We probably shouldn't deliberate all night about this. Do you have a guess?
What was option C, Emily?
I fell in love with my husband at first sight.
All right, I'm gonna guess that 2 is a lie because I don't think she's pregnant. This is weird to talk about while you're just sitting there watching.
Right. I know.
I know. I love this. This is great. What a
I don't know
great
about
idea,
you, Rick,
Emily.
but I'm
Fantastic.
sweating.
I don't know what to do. I hate this. I'm just kidding. I love it. It's great. I'm going to say C because I want to believe that there's a story there and it was not love at first sight, that it was a adventure of, I don't know. I'm just trying to make something up. I've got no clue, but let's try it. Let's go with C.
Okay, so let me just say this. If, in fact, Emily, this is the way that you're announcing your pregnancy to the world, and then tomorrow, on Facebook, you announced to all your family and friends, hey, I've got a big piece of news, but in order to find out what it is, you've got to watch my Star Wars podcast. They're going to have to listen to that whole naked Palpatine thing in order to find out.
That's very true. You really should have thought about that.
All right, what's the answer?
All right, so Rick was correct. I did not fall in love with my husband at first sight. Our first meeting was tragic. It was terrible.
Woo.
There is a story. Good job, Rick.
Yeah.
Yes. So
I'm
I have
proud.
moved 18 times, 14 of which
My
were military
goodness.
moves.
That is a lot.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm an Army brat, and then I'm married to an Army officer as well. So we've moved a lot, and we've got at least 2 more on the horizon in the next 2 years. So it's going to be even more. So I have a toddler, and I am pregnant.
Well, that's awesome.
Wow.
Congratulations.
That was news to me.
Yeah.
Thanks.
When did you announce that? Because I apparently was out of the Slack.
I didn't. This is my announcement. So, like,
Yay!
congratulations. Yeah.
Hey, wow,
That's
no way.
awesome.
Live on Legends Lookback.
The
We're so
chat
happy
is
for
exploding.
you.
Thank y'all so much for your support. I really appreciate it. This is great. I'm glad I did it this way. The chat is like on fire today, by the
It
way.
is,
All those
yeah,
of
it's
you who
all
are
you.
listening audio only, I almost feel bad for you because like you're missing stuff. But thank you so much to those of you
Well,
that made it.
Got a great
Yeah.
Great
Jared.
comment from Average Joe here who says, goes away for 5 minutes, walks back to someone being pregnant. Which is amazing.
Yep. So, Jared, why did
Way
you
to
make
go.
Emily go first? Because now we got nothing that could possibly compete with that.
I got a whole thing later about like my hobbies and which ones are true and which ones aren't. I'm pretty proud of that one. No, that was pretty amazing, Emily.
Yeah.
And all right, what
Thank
was I going to
you.
say about this? I'm going to pronounce a blessing over your child right here on the show. I am a
Please do.
minister after all. May your child have significantly fewer attempted possessions over its unborn soul than the solo children in the story Dark Empire by Tom Veach and Cam Kennedy.
Wow.
Spoken from the
That's,
word.
that's my blessing.
Yeah. I'm not going to get that anywhere else. Thank you
Nope.
for that.
That does
was
happen
unique.
in this book.
So,
it does.
not quite sure where we're going to incorporate some photos, but Emily, I have this photo of your family. Want me to put that up for everyone?
Sure.
Yeah. We do it like this, Rick. Yeah, we do the question
Cool,
and then do the photo that accompanies it.
And I hope
I
that
think
everyone
it's just a
hears
picture of
this
me with my
still.
family,
Now that I
right?
fixed that, yeah, a picture of the family. There's a puppy dog and
Yeah.
Yes.
Just look, Rick, to make sure that they've got audio
Yep.
on. Can you see audio in
I see
the
audio
bars?
bouncing.
All right.
I put it in there now. Sorry about that,
Good,
guys.
good.
All right.
Yeah, this is just a couple years ago. It's our Christmas photo. But last year's
Cool.
Christmas photo wasn't cute. And nobody wants to see an ultrasound picture because nobody can really tell what that is anyway. So
Goodness.
I feel that. I feel that in a big way. Beautiful
Yeah.
family photo.
thank you. Thank you. That was
my
back
wife
in
was
Texas.
actually. She was actually saying to me the other day, like one of these days as a gag, it should just be her starting the show. Like I don't even tell you guys, and we just swap out at the last second, and she
That
just
would be
reads the introduction.
hilarious.
Like do a whole spouse swap episode.
Oh, that would
partner
be
swap.
fun. Yeah, my
Yeah.
husband doesn't understand very basic concepts about Star Wars, so that would be hysterical.
Nice.
Rebecca does, but she is like so done with it.
Yeah.
I wonder
Yeah.
why. It's like half your budget Star Wars books, and then
Right.
essentials after that.
Right now, my kids don't have their own bedroom because I'm in my Star Wars room. So my wife's pretty similar.
That's amazing. All right. That's cool. That's cool.
All
18
right.
times. Hey, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing. All right, you're up next,
Yes.
Rick.
All right.
Question number 1.
I was wondering if we were gonna do.
Yeah, I didn't know if we were doing all 5.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
this is the way to go.
No, I like
This will
it.
be
I
good.
like it. So, getting to know me a little bit. I got some trivia for you. Question. I gotta find them. All right, here we go. 3 choices, which I don't think you guys have seen this. It's on Google Drive and all
No.
that, but
I've not peeked.
2.
No, neither have
let
I.
me make sure that I actually. Yeah. Okay. Cool. 2 of them are true. One of them's a lie. I'm really worried one of these I'm gonna get wrong and have like 2 lies and 1 truth. So
That would be the ultimate way to stump us.
I know. All right.
It
So
would be.
A, I have an older sister. B, I have 2 Dalmatians and a cat. And C, I have a life-size family portrait.
I'm dying
Wait.
because I see this a comment in the chat, which is from Skimma Joe. Plot twist: Rick is also pregnant.
Oh, dude.
I can see
And then
Emily
below
laughing to
this-
it.
Emily, I'm having a baby. Rick, I ate a bug once. I'm sorry,
Oh,
Rick.
Freddie, you're
I'm gonna
so
have
missed,
to have
man.
you
I
read
think-
those all over
I
again
think we
because
have
I
our
just.
thumbnail right there.
Oh my goodness. Please
This
say
is great.
those again. All right, so the first one was
Goodness.
what?
Dalmatians. a cat.
First one was I have an older sister. Second one, I have 2 Dalmatians and a cat. And third, I have a life-sized family portrait.
Oh man. I
Is
really
your
want
cat
you to have a
life-size?
life-size family portrait. I'm like really committed to you actually that being the truth. So I'm going to say that that's true just because I want it to be.
Nice. Okay.
That could be. I know Rick well enough to know that could be true. All right. I know for a fact that he has at least one Dalmatian.
Okay. So
That's
so it's
true.
possible for him to have two.
That detail, that question, that answer is at least a third true.
Well, you should know about his siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jared.
I'm a narcissist. If you think I know anybody's family information,
You don't know
you're
that he
fooling
has.
yourself.
Oh my goodness, that's shameful. You guys have known
I
each
could-
other for a long time. You don't know if he has brothers
For
or sisters.
shame.
I know
For
his
shame.
wife.
Shame.
There's a thing. Like I could tell you her name.
About my wife's
That's all
siblings.
I've got. I could tell you what Rick's second major was in college.
What about the third?
Now you're messing with
There
me.
was-
No,
There-
seriously, I was a triple major.
No way.
What?
Okay, see.
Yep, you're learning
All right.
things.
What was-
There is not
Bi-
enough.
Bible,
There's so many questions.
audio, visual stuff.
So it was
And what was your third?
Bible and religion, electronic media production, and then my fourth year out of 5, I added youth and family ministry. So it was 2 Bible
Okay.
degrees. But yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if
That's
I'm
a
counting
lot of
that.
degrees.
it counts.
All right, my guess is gonna be
Oh, yeah.
C, the life-size family portrait.
Interesting.
All right, chat.
Um,
Are you agreed? We've got a guess for A, a guess for B, a guess for XD. No, that's an
I don't
emoji,
think you have a
guess.
sister. I don't think you have an older sister.
He might. I'm feeling like that could be true.
All right.
I'm mainly
So,
Thrown off that you didn't know.
all right, the right answer is I am an only child with no siblings. So, way to go, Emily. And
Got it.
here is the proof of a life-size family portrait.
I definitely want to see this.
If you can't see, I didn't really intend for this either. We just wanted a big picture of our family, and so I'm holding up this picture, and it perfectly matches my body. Like, it just, actually, my wife pointed out that I'm like a good torso taller because I'm pretty short, but yeah, I'll take it.
Oh my
But it just
goodness. I love
syncs up
that.
perfectly.
We need to get.
That's
we need to
wonderful.
get your wife some spider legs.
Yeah. And my son some
Oh my
feet,
gosh.
but, you know, it is what it is, I guess.
That's great. See, I was
Excellent.
envisioning like full, like cutout size family portrait. And I
Yeah,
was
that would
really behind that.
That would be something. That would be something. And then
That'd
here
be
are
great.
my fur babies, 2 dogs and a cat. We didn't choose the cat. The cat chose us. He just kind of followed me home and all that. So, yep.
Aw.
That's how it goes sometimes.
It is how it goes. It is how it goes. So,
That's so cool. I've
anyway,
never known anyone with Dalmatians.
Fair enough. They're the
love
best
it.
dog breed ever. I was afraid of Dalmatians growing up. My wife is obsessed, and so once we got married, it was pretty clear we're gonna have a Dalmatian. But now I'm never having another dog. They're the best dogs ever. So
I feel like whatever you get for your first dog, you'll never change your mind after that. You're like, nope, it's got to
I
be
don't know.
this
I
particular
had-
type of dog.
I had Pomeranians growing up, and like
Oh.
not so much, but I don't know. Maybe.
Emily, the team is begging for an announcement behind the scenes. So go ahead and do that while I prep. I go
Okay.
ahead and prep my next question. Mine is animal related because honestly, I don't want to put my whole family up on the screen. Because we've had some issues with internet stalkers in recent years due to my public profession. So I am not going to reveal too much family info. I'll do some of that behind the scenes in Discord. It's fine. But what I will do is put my my family information based around my pets. So I will say about my family, I've got a wife. We met in college. No, we met in high school. We were high school best friends before we ever got married. Got 2 kids, 2 little girls, and we play Power Rangers together pretty much every day. So there's a very 90s Legends Lookback,
Nice.
a little tidbit there about the family. But about the animals, I'm going to let you guys guess. So here's my 3 choices. The 3 choices. And I'm not going to talk about exactly what kind of animal. I'm going to let you guys use some imagination here, okay? So here's my 3 choices. I have an animal named after a character from a different fictional universe.
Okay.
B.
Okay.
I have an animal named after a professional athlete. Or 3, I have an animal named after a flower. Which of those is not true?
The professional athlete one.
You know, like straight away.
That just doesn't seem right. Like, you have kids, so I imagine, like, yeah, okay, so they name it after a flower. That makes total sense to me.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know that Jared likes sports. I just don't know that.
Oh, he's a huge Razorbacks fan.
Oh, really?
I am.
That's
Also,
right. You do
huge
comment.
Pittsburgh
Okay.
Steelers fan.
You are a
Okay.
Steelers fan? I don't know that about you.
I am. Yeah, Coach Tomlin is actually a family friend. He used to coach for Arkansas State.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Back in the 90s, which is cool. But my dad, a big Steelers fan. When you live in a state like Arkansas where there is no professional sports team,
right.
you pick your team and you stick with it.
Yep.
And
That makes
I
sense.
am like obsessive in that way, where once I commit to something, I'm still reading the same book series that I started when I was,
That's fair.
That's
8.
a very good point.
So
The problem is they keep making them.
just to prove that I'm the better friend than Jared, I'm pretty sure I remember that he has a pet named after a Lord of the Rings character.
Yeah, that would not surprise me.
I
Lord
could
of
be
the
totally
Rings-
wrong, and it could be somebody else. But that's what I'm thinking that he does. And so I'm thinking athlete too, because like you said, Emily, with more ladies at the house, a flower name makes sense. I mean, Jared
Or
can name
Harry
after-
Potter name. That's very common, too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
My wife is a huge Harry Potter fan.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
I think I remember
So,
that, so...
I'm gonna go with.
I'm also a huge Oklahoma City Thunder fan. So there's that.
Yep.
Okay, so, all right, okay. You like sports. You've proven your point. I still
don't
don't
care
think
who
you named a
knows.
pet after a professional athlete, because they almost never have great names. I mean, sometimes they're funny, but, like, unless it's, like, Saban or something, I don't really know.
My turtle, O.J. Simpson, is going to be so mad at you. Okay.
Wait,
No,
for
you're
real?
right, Emily. B was not true. So in case anybody's keeping score,
I'm winning.
I am at 0. Not only have I not guessed any questions right, I also got mine guessed very easily. Okay. So my dog is a hound dog. You can throw out the pick, Rick. My dog is a hound dog named Bilbo. And this is the best picture I could find of him because I accidentally wiped most of my photos from my hard drive the other day. I'm trying to find them. Yeah, and so
He's cute.
am a huge sports fan, but no. My other animal is a cat named Marigold, and we got her for Christmas. I'll tell the story about the dog, then we'll move on. When my wife and I got married, my wife and I graduated college December 2013. We moved away 2 weeks later to a small town where I started preaching full time. Got our first house together. Immediately got a puppy. So we had a big yard. We were like lonely in the middle of nowhere. We're like so excited to have a puppy, and he was horrible. If anybody's ever had a puppy, like, oh my gosh, we're trying to house train him, and he was barking at us just like anytime we weren't playing with him. So I just remember one night, we were down on the floor, like we eventually moved our food down to the floor to eat dinner while holding him because he was barking at us if we didn't. We were just drowning in life, taking on all these new life, decisions all at once. And then unexpectedly, we found out that my wife was pregnant. Speaking of pregnancies, another pregnancy announcement.
Yay!
Whoa!
And I so we moved away, graduated college, moved away, started a new job, got a new house, got a new puppy, and then my wife was pregnant. And I just remember that day that we found out she was pregnant. The dog was barking at us. I'd cooked dinner. It was on the table. It was hot and steaming. He was just barking. We locked him in the pantry, went back to the bedroom, buried our faces in the pillows, and cried. And I just remember screaming and saying, if we can't even take care of this puppy, how are we going to take care of a baby?
Oh, nice.
Oh.
All of these things eventually resolved. It all worked out. The dog mellowed out. The kids are good. And I'm not pregnant. Nobody, no more.
No one else is pregnant.
But that's the story. Okay, Emily, question 2.
Sure. So this is about, the category is hobbies. So, A, my family has a rooftop tent on the top of our truck, and we camped for a month this past summer across multiple states. B, my husband and I have backpacked Europe twice and got scuba certified on our honeymoon in Bali.
Oh, that's so
And C,
specific.
I learned to ski in the Italian Alps.
Oh, Emily, I'm not going to get any of yours right unless it's by sheer luck. 'Cause there's only
I
3
thought
options.
really hard. I thought really hard about these because I got one chance to sound interesting on the show before I just have nothing to say for like all the Legends books ever.
Oh, goodness.
We're going to be reading them for the first time, and you get time to read them. I give you a
That's
month,
true.
2 months
That's true.
advance.
I mean, I've gotten through a few, but I can't catch up to you guys. So
You don't have to. I think the scuba diving thing is too much detail.
okay.
Too much detail.
So that was
Okay.
B? Was that B?
Yeah, I
Yes,
think that was
that's B.
That's my guess. I think it's too much. I think you squeezed in a half-truth.
I'm going to go with C and similarly say that it's a different venue in Europe, but learning to ski somewhere in Europe is true. This is a variation of the truth.
We've got a great comment from Eric here in the chat. Here's a future truth. Emily is great at games. She is great at games. Now I know why you became friends with Caitlin and Corey across the hall.
Game night is
Great
how
at games.
it all began. That's very true. All right, so Jared, you've got one on the scoreboard. You're right. B
That's
is
what's up.
partially a lie. So to go over it, A, my family does have a rooftop tent on the back of our truck, and we did camp for a month this past summer through multiple states.
Ooh,
That sounded reasonable.
nice.
Yes.
That's
so we
cool,
have
though.
a
Is that your
picture of the rooftop
This looks
tent.
like a stock photo.
I took it. We have a YouTube channel and like an Instagram. So there it is. And we had to caravan with
Nice.
2 vehicles because we were moving. But we hit up, I don't even know how many national parks, probably like 6 or 7.
Did you call your caravan
it's so
Caravan of Courage?
No, I didn't. I don't think
What's
we
your
had a
YouTube
name
channel?
for it.
Plug it in the chat.
It's Hunt the Fun Stuff. But since I got pregnant, I've been too tired to edit anymore. So it kind of it's stalled. But it's okay. We're taking it out this weekend, actually. So we love
Congratulations,
it.
by the way.
Love camping. Thank you.
Yeah.
Rumor is you're pregnant.
Yep. And then, my husband and I have backpacked Europe twice, and we did get scuba certified on our honeymoon, but it was in Maui, not Bali.
Ah.
Wow. I don't know.
I was
which
trying to
either of those
compete
are.
with Freddie because he's just got so much going on. It's like, well, he's scuba certified. I'm scuba certified too. Like, I'm cool too, guys.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Freddie does
That's
the
cool.
scuba thing, and he's getting his pilot's license, and he does
Yeah.
judo.
Yeah, he does
Interesting.
a lot.
Nice.
He does a lot. So that's us on our honeymoon.
So
And then I did actually learn to ski in the Italian Alps. I don't have a picture, but it was exhausting because I had to like walk up the hill and then like ski down. So I only got down like 5 times. So
Oh,
it was
wow.
pretty
Yeah.
anticlimactic, but that is where I technically learned to ski.
got some new photos, not some other photos, additional. Looks like I don't know if it's on a backpacking trip or honeymoon.
Oh yeah. Sorry,
You're
my
good.
my video is delayed, so I can't see all of them. Yeah, that was just that was when we were in Italy. We were in Herculaneum, which is kind of like the sister city to Pompeii, and we took. It was one of the few pictures that we took because when you're backpacking, you're not exactly dolled up. So
Right.
the rest of them were a little rough.
It looks like you could be in like an ancient Star Wars town.
That's
It-
fair.
Ruins.
It was interesting. There were like piles of skeletons in certain rooms. It was intriguing.
It's like when I visited Rick's house.
Oh.
It was pretty heartbreaking, but it's less crowded than Pompeii, so that's why we chose that train. And we actually saw a pickpocketer get like slammed by the police while we were trying to get
that's
on the
awesome.
train. It was interesting for sure. Love travel.
Wow. Yeah,
Nice.
see, I know that Corey's building, if you're with us here in the chat and you don't watch Corey's YouTube channel, you've got to watch this thing. It is amazing. Top-notch quality, documental. Anyway, Corey's been building a camper. So I believed the camper thing about you, the camping thing.
Yeah.
I felt
Yeah,
like,
we're campers. We had a camper at the beginning, and then we sold it and opted for a tent instead, and we love it. It's great.
That's awesome.
awesome.
We actually got a camper about a year ago and haven't used it to go camping yet, but we are in like 2 weeks. So we're really excited about that.
Yay!
But
It's hard with kids.
yeah, it is hard, and we actually use it though to like house our family when they come to visit with us. They just stay in the
That's
the
a great
camper.
idea.
So it's a pop up, but still, it's kind of the best of both worlds. A little bit of tent life, and still have a hard top over you. So
That'd be the next step for us with a bunch of kids because we all have to sleep in like one room. Like, so the dog husband, kid, and then now the next kid will all be in like one tent. And it's big, but I mean, you can only do so much in one room. And you have to like climb a ladder to get up in it. So eventually a pop-up would probably be a better idea.
Man, my kids would love climbing a ladder to sleep in the tent.
Yeah, my
that does sound
2-year-old
pretty
loves
cool.
it. But it's like someone has to watch her the whole time.
Definitely.
Yeah. Goodness. You got anything as cool as that, Rick?
Not as cool. Let's see. So here are some trivia for you. Hobbies. These are kind of lame now that I would say them out loud. But A, I love coffee. B, I am a lifelong gamer, and I love to pwn some noobs, yo. And then 3, or C, Star Wars Armada, the tabletop game, is my favorite game to play ever.
Okay. C
You
is
love
true.
coffee.
See, I know you like one of the tabletop Star Wars games. It could be X-Wing, though. It may not be Armada.
That's true.
And it may not be your favorite game ever. It could be top 5. I don't remember ever doing coffee with you in college, Rick, and I'm into coffee. Now, we may have just done coffee, at different coffee shops or at different times, or
redacted information.
sure,
Yep.
that one too.
Does he
I
game?
got things to say.
Does he game? I never gamed with Rick in college, and like we've had Smash Brothers going 24/7 in my dorm room. I'm gonna go with B based on his awkward pwn some noobs.
I know. That was pretty funny and very dad-like.
Thank you.
I think I'm gonna join you, Jared. I'm gonna go with B too, mainly because I just really loved the delivery. But I'm
Thank you.
All in,
I'm also
all
wondering
in
if
on
it's
B,
a lie.
Rick.
All right. So, yeah, B is totally it. I have not been a lifelong gamer. I have had game consoles my whole life, but I'm terrible at video games. I am seriously the guy people invite to game parties to have someone to kill. I've gotten a lot better, so don't hear me like undersell myself, but like I'm not great. I remember
I'm so
the
glad I'm not
day-
alone.
The day that Halo 2 came out, we all were invited to a friend's house who had like a theater room in his house, and Master Chief was life-sized. And seriously, I'm the guy who's, hitting the wall the whole game, just getting spawn killed. But yeah, I do love coffee, Jared. But I'll tell you this: what I was gonna not say is I started to get into coffee in college and really didn't appreciate it, but I've gotten deep into it. Make all kinds of manual brews at my house. Cold brew, AeroPress, French press, Chemex, all that stuff now. So I love some good coffee.
Whoa.
Actually, if it makes the cut, that's going to be in my intro video for
Cool.
us is making some
Oh,
coffee.
that's a good idea.
And then I do love Star Wars Armada. Here's a picture of all the ships. You would never use that many ships in a game. And that Super Star Destroyer is like I don't know, 2 feet long. I think it's like 24, 26 inches long.
What?
And so it is massive. And all those ships cost a lot. And so, the game's kind of on a hiatus right now as far as development. It's a long story there. We're not going to talk about it, but I've got a cool fleet. And again, Northeast Texas, I don't have a lot of people around me that like to play this. So, because I'm a youth minister, I tell the youths about Star Wars as well as Jesus. And we play some Star Wars games. And I have a couple of faithful friends who might even watch this episode sometime and like to play Armada with me, and we'll spend like 5 hours because it takes forever to play this game.
I would love to, man. I've got to play at some point.
Yes, we'll have to
That's
reconnect and
great.
come visit, and I will teach you.
Cool.
I'm also I didn't put this in there. I didn't think about it till later, but as far as sports go, I'm not really like super into sports, but I do like hockey, and there's a kind of a longer story there. So we're actually just starting a hockey fantasy league for some friends.
You're a Preds fan, right?
I'm a Preds fan. I'm from Nashville originally, and I now live in Texas. So Nashville's my number 1 team. Dallas is a second team, which is awful because they're rivals and same division and conference and all that. So they play each other a lot, which is good for me though because I get to go to Dallas and watch a game.
That's
a
right.
lot
You do
easier.
you.
Yeah. So
You don't have to do it according to anybody else's rules.
right. Anyway, so yeah, that's me.
All right, we got it. We get it right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it
Yeah,
right.
we got it right. All right.
Good job, y'all.
So Emily's still winning? Or are you two tied?
Nah, she's winning.
All right, Emily's still
Are
winning.
y'all keeping score,
But-
really?
No.
I mean,
But
yes.
I'm very competitive.
Okay.
Me too.
All right, I'm up.
Guys.
Here's my 3 hobby guesses that you get to choose from.
Okay.
A, I was in a sword fighting club in college. B, I was once in a mariachi band. Or C, I was once in a heavy metal band. I actually had more things that I was gonna add here. I was gonna put here. I was a founding member of the Chickasha Junior Bassmasters. I was a founding member, and this is true. I was a founding member of a fishing club in Oklahoma. But that didn't make the cut. But I said it anyway because I'm stalling for time while people guess. What is it? A, B, or C? Sword fighting, mariachi, or heavy metal?
Okay. All right. So here we go.
Don't spoil it.
No. I won't spoil it.
So you know.
I have some history with metal bands too. So if that's true, then we have another thing in common, which is getting creepy.
Oh my
There's
gosh.
there's like a type, I guess.
Potentially.
Yes.
Theoretically.
Potentially.
Possibly.
And mariachi band. Didn't you play French horn?
I mean, maybe. I can't say.
I don't
Play
know.
for what?
That's kind of okay. All right. And then let's see. Was that the sword fighting club?
Caitlin Helton played French horn. I know that much.
I thought you did too. I could be wrong about that.
Don't know.
I was a band kid, so I type
Can't
people
say.
by their instrument. Once I knew what they play, like they make sense to me, you know.
Yeah.
I was a trumpet player, and then I played tuba, which explains why I have the pregnant body now. So, yeah.
What?
All right, Rick.
Anyway.
How is that related?
All
All
right,
right,
take all
all
night.
right, all right. So, I know that there was a sword fighting club in college, but I don't think you were in that club. So,
There was a sword fighting club in college.
that's one of my
There was.
regrets in life is not being part of that club. Seriously, they had so much fun, and so if you're part
I
of
have
that,
something to say about that.
I'm jealous. But I'm gonna go with A.
Emily.
There is no way that you played in a mariachi band.
Is there
I
no
don't
way,
believe
Emily?
it. If there is, I really need to hear it right now. Like, answer mine first. Was I right?
I was in a mariachi band, and we have a picture. We were called Los Leyendas de Mariachi. And I'm the one in the green poncho on the far left of this picture.
Of
I'm
course.
standing-
Oh,
we wore fake
my
mustaches
gosh.
and sombreros, and this is not cultural appropriation in the least bit.
Was this like for a school event? Like, what was this
Yes.
for? Oh.
Yeah, for school. So I did play the French horn, that's right.
Okay,
And yes,
okay.
French horn players are the best kissers. Legend has it.
Oh.
In fact, I actually transposed the song for us to play in the State Foreign Language Festival. It was like you got extra credit for Spanish class if you went and participated in the Foreign Language Festival, and they had a talent category. So we did something that involved no Spanish, which was we played mariachi. And,
Well, that's why I
so
was
there
like,
are
there's
5
no
of
way
us.
mariachi because you don't speak Spanish. Like, you've talked about that on the show. Wow. Where'd
I
you get
took
the
4 years of
sombreros?
Spanish.
You
I
did.
took 4 years of Spanish. Our Spanish teacher gave
Boy.
it to us. She even made us Miss Nielsen. What's up, Miss Nielsen? If you're listening to this, bet you're not. She made us those ponchos. She was so excited for us, and we went all the way to states. We competed at locals and then regionals, and then to states. You know why? Because top 3 advanced to states, and we were 3rd place out of 3.
Nice.
Congratulations.
And I
Wow.
transposed it from the song that is played by the group called the Legends of Mariachi, Legends Lookback. I was in a mariachi band called the Legends of Mariachi. Yeah.
Wow.
I transposed the song from what I heard in the Tom Hanks movie, That Thing You Do. There's a group that plays at a talent show. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yep.
Nice.
So that's true. And somehow we're talking about people's moms being good kissers. And it's
Yeah.
weird.
Yep.
And-
You're right,
you did
Rick.
this.
You
did this.
There was a sword fighting club. It is one of my biggest regrets that I did not
Yes. What was wrong with
I
us?
was-
Were we too cool?
join. We were too cool. We were dating. We were dating girls on Friday nights.
I was probably
Their
married
club
by.
was-
We both were probably married
their-
by then.
not to each other.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
So it was on Friday afternoons, and
Yep.
it wasn't a good time. But yeah, I
that's
didn't
a really
have the
bad time for a
confidence.
practice.
That's
That's really cool, though. I wanted to believe that you were in a sword fighting club because that sounds really cool. I think they had a fencing club at UGA, and they had a LARPing group,
Nice.
and I was in neither.
Don't know what that is.
Oh,
but I
yeah,
was
you were in a heavy metal band.
That's right. We were called. You ready for this band name?
Yes.
This is gonna sound like it's two truths and a lie, but it is true. Our band was called, and I kid you not, Rocket Launcher Puppy Destruction. I played the bass. I have my bass sitting right over here.
Rocket Launcher Puppy Destruction.
That's
What
right. We were
a terrible name considering what the cold open was this week.
And we were even worse
Yeah.
than the name.
Even worse. So you played bass. Who
Yep.
did vocals?
Who did
You didn't-
vocals?
You didn't.
What was his name? He and I were not close.
You were in a band.
It's been 10 years. I've forgotten his name. JP.
Okay. And then how many of them were in
There
the
were
band?
4 of us in the band.
There were
Four of us in the
4.
band.
When did you practice? Friday afternoons?
We practiced whenever. You know, we were free. We were roguish.
Who started the band?
We practiced a lot at the Trinity Baptist Church.
Nice.
Did
Late
you ever
nights.
play at a gig?
Yeah, like local coffee shops.
Wow, that's legit.
Nothing sells coffee like some screamo.
We did
does seem a
covers
a little off.
of like Metallica covers.
Okay. So
Oh
y'all
my
weren't
gosh.
screamo then. Y'all were full actually heavy metal.
But we were not heavy metal for God. We practiced in churches, but we were specifically playing real metal. Because
Okay.
all right.
There's a difference.
There's my hobbies. Actually, Rick, one thing I didn't put here is no, it's in my fun facts. All right, so we'll leave that. Move along, Emily.
That was delightful. Okay. The next one is either your first or your favorite Star Wars memory. So A, I've been a Star Wars fan for 4 years. B, the first movie my daughter saw in theaters was The Last Jedi. And C, Corey gave me my first Star Wars book.
All right,
Which is
C
the
is
lie.
true, without a doubt.
Okay.
What
confident.
What was 2?
The first movie my daughter saw in theaters was The Last Jedi.
That could be true, but you said she's a toddler, and that came out in 2018. So she could have been an infant. And then the question then is, would you call that the first movie she saw in theaters, or would you say she was in the theater while we watched it? All right. So I'm gonna say that one is not true.
Which one was that? B?
B.
Oh man. 4 years, 17, right? I'm gonna say A, that you've been a Star Wars fan a slightly different amount than 4 years.
Okay.
It's close.
Okay. So I've been in Legends Land for a while, and you are technically both correct because I made a mistake. So congratulations, you both won. The original lie was supposed to be A.
Wow.
I've been a Star Wars fan for 4 years because I have not. It's been like 3 or something like that.
Wow.
The first movie my daughter saw in theaters was The Rise of Skywalker, but I got all the names mixed up because I'm not the best fan always with names. So she did see The Rise of Skywalker in theaters. And then Corey did give me my first Star Wars book, which was Lost Stars.
Lost
and that's
Stars,
how I
yes.
became a Star Wars fan.
Ah, cool.
So if you see the picture, I think is of us in the theater. Did you get a picture for that?
Let's see. Is
Looking
that,
for that.
what this picture is with Chewie?
That is Hugging Chewie. That's at Disney World.
Okay. I mean, that'll work too.
Cool.
That was actually before I was a Star Wars fan.
Oh, nice.
But my brother really wanted to
Don't
go
tell
to.
Yeah.
I know that was my brother really wanted to go to. I think we saw Kylo Ren and took a picture with him, and had a moment. But I like Chewie, and I have another picture
Joke's
with
on
BB-8.
your brother, because now you have a Star Wars podcast.
Yeah,
I know, it's so funny. Like he cracks up. He's like, "What?
That's funny.
When did this happen?"
It's so
So,
cool.
yeah.
It's got to be true. That's the way I would say it. All right, Rick.
Okay, so my questions.
Also, Emily, I'm so glad that you have graced us with your presence on this show.
Yeah, for real.
Considering you're still new to the fandom.
Considering you have
thing is-
no actual qualifications, we're
That's
happy
what I'm
that you
saying.
chose
No.
to give it a shot.
My point is, you've got so much to discover about this, and I'm excited to watch you discover it. Like, you don't even know about Corin Horn's medallion. I'm so excited for you.
I'm excited to be here. I love learning, and there's a lot to learn. And I love being shocked, so I'm ready.
This is the show for you, for
Yeah.
sure.
This is my
All right,
place.
Rick, you ready?
I'm ready. All right, so here we go. Favorite Star Wars memory-ish. First experience watching Star Wars was the original trilogy on VHS. My living room. Number B was that I loved Jar Jar Binks. Unashamed to this day. I had a little, it was not cool to like him, but that was something worth considering. And then C, number 3 is that I dressed up as Luke Skywalker as a kid for like a Halloween thing. So which one of those is not true?
Say A again.
Let's see. I'll go through them all.
I drifted.
Yeah. A, watched the original trilogy on VHS. B, loved Jar Jar Binks. And C, dressed up as Luke Skywalker as a kid.
Oh, man, it could be any. I think all these are true, so
I know they all sound so true.
I'll go with A. I think you saw Phantom Menace in theaters. No, you're exactly my age. C. My guess is C.
Okay.
I was going to guess C, but I'm going to change it now.
Like you could have been a different Star Wars character. You could have been anything.
I'm going to say that B is not true. I don't think you're the biggest fan of Jar Jar.
He's talked about liking Jar Jar before.
He has. Okay.
At least as a kid. What is it?
You ready for the... So, Emily, what's your guess? You're going with B?
Mine is B. Yeah, I feel like it's wrong, but I've already said it.
I gotcha. So, yeah, A is true, B is true, and C is false because I never dressed up as a Star Wars character as a kid that I recall. I dressed up as Luke as an adult just a couple years ago, and I made my own
Interesting.
costume for our church's like trunk or treat deal. And again, nobody knew who I was because Star Wars is not their frame of reference. And I built a costume from Goodwill pieces. Like I went for the whole like fighter pilot thing. I spray painted a softball helmet and made this. Now this isn't.
Oh, look at that!
This isn't me when I was a kid. This is like 3 years ago. Okay, so it's not that good for a grown man. It doesn't fit like my head at all.
I'm sorry. That is very clearly Star Wars. Like, what did they think you were?
Yeah, I know. They had no
Speed
clue.
racer.
Yeah, something like that.
Speed Racer.
But two things. I shaved my face to be accurate to Luke. That was a mistake.
Okay.
And
Oh, they didn't know who you were.
no.
Like,
They just didn't want to. No, they didn't want to talk to me. I look hideous, and so I'm going to show you pictures because it's terrifying. Also,
I remember you tweeting about your shave bumps.
Oh.
I shave every few years just for fun. I like leaving a stash just for the creeper effect. It's awesome. Doesn't work as a bus driver.
You drive a
anymore,
bus,
though.
man.
I
You
know,
shouldn't
I
be
gotta-
doing stuff like that.
I gotta stay on the straight and narrow there. But anyway, back to creepy Luke. So I also
Creepy
this
Luke.
costume I made. I'm pretty sure I got like a girl's like teenage jacket that I used as my flight suit, and it was sleeveless because it was a vest. This is like Han Solo season vest, and I wore a cutoff shirt, and so my white arms are like all you can see in these photos. And so, are y'all ready for this?
Yes.
And my son dressed up as Yoda as well, so it's cute. This is when he's really young, but I got a few of these to show you.
Oh yeah, your face looks weird, man.
Let's see.
It does look weird.
I gotta figure out how. Oh gosh. Oh man. And
Don't talk bad about the baby like that.
yeah, I know, right?
Oh.
So get this though. My mom saw this photo, and she's like on social media. She's not very social media savvy, But her only comment to these was, "Rick, did you paint your arms white?" And yeah, savage. Thanks, Mom.
I feel like if you had sleeves, you would have totally pulled it off. If this had not been a vest situation, or like if you had worn like a shirt under it, going sleeveless was a bold choice, and I respect you for it. But that's probably what. Because the helmet looks legit.
Heir to the Empire Luke has epic sleeveless arms.
Goodness, but I should never again.
The hair sticking down in front is just classic.
The baby costume is top notch.
Oh yeah, I mean we bought that at a store, so
well done.
It was good.
They got a leg up on the whole Baby Yoda thing.
I know, right?
Yeah.
We actually did put our daughter in it like last year, so we've recycled it now twice.
Perfect. Amazing. I've got a Halloween thing in here too, so let's get to that. Emily, hey, we're going a little bit long, so let's go lightning round through these last 3 questions.
Sure.
I don't want to cut the content because it's too good.
Yes.
But let's go.
We can go lightning
round.
round.
Quickly through them. We're going to give our guesses with no explanation.
All right.
And we'll finish this up.
Who are we going to
All
next?
right.
Is this Emily?
Emily.
Okay.
I thought it wasn't Jared?
Yeah, it's your turn.
No. Oh, sure. Okay, the host messed it up. My favorite Star Wars memory. Okay, A. My first Star Wars book was Young Jedi Knights, Heirs of the Force. Young Jedi Knights, Heirs of the Force, first Star Wars book. B. I was Darth Maul for 2 Halloweens in a row. And C. I once had a lightsaber fight with Tigger at Disney World.
Totally believe
Guesses.
C. B, I think that's a lie. I think you tried it 1 year to dress up as Maul, and the face paint was too much. You didn't do it a second time. That's my 2 cents.
That is very
Rick.
specific. I'll go with A just to keep it different.
B is incorrect. I have never been Darth Maul. You think, as like a very conservative Christian family, my parents would let me dress up like Darth Maul? He looks like Satan.
Yeah,
Y'all
that's
kidding
true.
yourselves. Not a chance. I was a ninja for 3 in a row.
Nice.
It was a costume that I had in the closet. I think that Heirs of the Force, Young Jedi Knights, Heirs of the Force was my first Star Wars book. I think.
Nice.
It's hard to know for sure because I was reading them at such a young age.
Yeah.
And I read so many so quickly. I think so. And so I did once have a lightsaber fight with Tigger at Disney World. I know for a fact I've talked about it in a different episode, Legends Lookback. I don't know what it was, so let me know.
Yeah.
So
Love that.
yeah, I definitely tried reading some other adult Star Wars books when I was younger, but like they were too tough. And so I think the first one I actually read cover to cover myself, not an audiobook, was this one. Emily with the collectible question.
All right. So A, is his favorite Star Wars collectible? So is it A, the copy of Thrawn Chaos Rising that Jared gave me for Secret Santa last year?
Did not re-gift that.
You definitely did, but you left a note, which was sweet. B, the custom Ahsoka artwork my brother made me for Christmas. Or C, the original copy of Lost Stars that Corey gave me. All very sentimental.
Oh man, gotta be. Oh, one of those is not true.
Yep, one of those is a lie.
How can you have a favorite?
Yeah.
And then we're choosing one.
That's
lie?
true. All right, so then just pick the one that you think is true. Which one do you think is my favorite? Because this was kind of a confusing question for this.
I think
format.
I should get the point because I just figured out that the question was rigged.
Yeah, no, I need to catch up. So I'm gonna say, you go first, Jared.
I think it's B. I think it's the Ahsoka artwork.
Yeah, I kind of spoiled this one for me. It's totally B.
Yeah, it's definitely B. Show it though. He's really good.
It's awesome.
Well, I know what you're getting for Christmas this year: lumps of coal.
Well, yours was my favorite, and then I actually gave away the copy of Lost Stars that Corey gave me. I was trying to spread the
need him to send
fandom,
you-
and now I regret that I gave it away because I don't think he even read it. But anyway, so that's what my brother did. He's very
That's
good.
awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
And
he's done a lot of
Ahsoka
stuff.
was a Legends character first.
Oh, really?
Because
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
Clone Wars
Maybe.
was Legends. It kind of overlaps and intersects awkwardly, and
Okay.
not at all, but it does kind of. She's in a couple Legends books. Clone Wars No Prisoners and the Clone Wars novelization. There it is. As well as like the Dark Horse comics. Yeah, there we go. So we'll claim her. We'll claim her. We just need Corey to sign drunkenly a copy of Lost Stars and mail it to you. To replace. All right, Rick, you're up. Collectible.
All right, for me, 3 choices. My favorite collectible, is it the rare-ish print, rare-ish book that I don't think is no longer in print, Star Wars and History, or B, C-3PO and R2 Piggy Bank, or C, George Lucas autograph.
Oh man, that George Lucas autograph! You just showed this.
Do you
off
actually
the other
have
day.
one? Oh, he has one. Oh yes, because you have all 3. So it's just which one is your favorite?
He has something that he thinks is counterfeit.
I did see that picture, and that's for sure fake. I feel like that's your favorite because it's so like clearly a fake.
Yeah, this is kind of a hard one. This is a hard
It
one.
can't be his favorite because he knows it's fake.
But do I?
It could
It's
be his
worthless.
favorite if he thinks it's hilarious, which I do. I'm standing by that one. What's your choice, Jared?
They're so weird. They're so weird, Rick. They're so weird.
Yep.
C-3PO.
Which one is true or not true?
I know, right? I'm actually thinking I might let you guys persuade me because I don't even know.
I don't even know which is your favorite.
I don't have a guess. Just let us know.
All right, so I don't have an answer, but yeah. So I have a George Lucas. Let me find it. I have a quote George Lucas autograph that I bought on eBay, and I'm pretty sure it's a fake. So yeah, there's that. So the story there was I lost like an auction for eBay because someone sniped it at the very end for like a pretty like good looking autograph for George Lucas. It might have been more accurate, more authentic, and so I was like boneheaded. I'm gonna get me an autograph, and so I bid like it was not crazy priced, but like more than I should have for a photo with someone's Sharpie on it, you know, and I do have.
I love the story.
I have this book, Star Wars and History. It's pretty rare, I think. It's got some really interesting stuff. It actually tries to compare Star Wars with real history and talk about some of the historical themes of, some of the political aspects or military aspects. And so that's really interesting. I really like that book. And, I tried getting this to work, but this epic piggy bank.
Oh, that's cool.
It had a little button. The batteries were all rotten out and stuff, but it would play like the Star Wars theme music, and then C-3PO would be like, "Hello, I am C-3PO, human cyborg relations, and this is my counterpart, R2-D2." It was great, man. So I didn't get
That
it
was
working.
so great. That was
was not
precious,
bad.
Rick.
Thank
I
you.
loved your little like. You did that whole spiel too.
I'm
committed.
100%, 110%.
I really respect your commitment, Rick. First, like the vest, and then the full on phrase for the piggy bank.
I don't have any friends.
All right, I'm moving on. Mostly because we're going along.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
collectibles. A. My favorite collectible is a double-bladed blue lightsaber that I built at Disney World. B. My Luke Skywalker in Stormtrooper disguise action figure that was given to me by my cousins when I was a kid. Or C. My Dark Empire trilogy hardcover. Which one
C.
is it? Which one is the correct answer?
C is your favorite.
Yeah. You told us. It has to be C is your favorite.
Yeah, I know. I spoiled it earlier in
Yeah.
the episode. It was C. It was on accident. I couldn't help myself. That's how much I love it.
At least we were listening, though, right?
The reason it's so special, A, it is now extremely valuable because it's
Yeah.
out of print. Mine's pretty well read, so not all that valuable, but they're very hard to get aftermarket. And also because my wife shipped it all the way to Zambia when I did my
What?
international program in college.
That's awesome.
So back when we were just dating, she had it shipped all the way to Zambia,
Expensive.
which is awesome. I just remember like, all right, peace out, y'all. I am not doing any more ministry for the rest of the week. I'm reading this book.
The world needs to see Zambia Jared with
there
the
we go.
beard.
Zambia Jared.
Bring the beard back. The people have spoken.
Touching an elephant for our audio listeners. There we
Bring
go.
back the beard. Bring
I wrote
back the
elephant,
beard.
so
too.
cool.
Here's a pro tip: never ride an elephant in shorts
Ooh,
because their skin is prickly,
nice.
not comfortable at all. All right,
Now I know.
Emily. Question 5.
How you got started with Youtini.
We got to keep this one snappy.
A. I started listening to The Living Force, and the rest is history. B. My first introduction to Youtini was packing the original book boxes. And C. I asked Corey for a job primarily because I was so bored during COVID. Which one is the lie?
C. That's what I'm guessing.
C. I think Corey roped you into it.
Yeah.
You guys are both wrong.
What?
All right, I did not start by listening to The Living Force. I started because I knew Corey. He roped us into packing the book boxes. We were neighbors and just happened to be around each other for long enough. We kind of like scoped each other out for like a year before we started actually hanging out, and then they ended up becoming like our best friends. And I did ask Corey for a job at Youtini primarily because I was going out of my mind. Like, we had a game night and I was like, Corey, does Youtini need like anything? Do y'all need like emails? You need grunt work? Like, I'll do whatever you want. Like, I am so bored at home. Like, I've got nothing going on. And then I got really involved into like the back stuff. Like, for those of you who don't know, I'm the COO of Youtini, so I like help the council make big decisions. I'm into like long-term planning and kind of like viewing this as more of a business and making business type decisions on how to move forward. So I escalated quite quickly because I was just really excited to have something to do. And then I also just really love Youtini. So it's a perfect combination. But yeah, that is technically how I got started.
Yeah,
that was the first
I love
reason.
that she is one of the newer members of the team, and yet it was behind the scenes doing book boxes before any of us.
It's a
Nice,
weird story.
And now she's kind of our boss, right, Jared?
You're gonna make me freak
Not
out,
even
and
a
I
little
won't be able
bit.
to do the show anymore. All right, Rick,
Nope.
you're up.
So for me, let me find the right. There we go. For me, here's some, I guess, different things. Is this true or false? Number A, been a long-time fan, follower, and user of Youtini prior to joining the staff. B, I have been in Youtini's official TikTok videos. Or C, I run the Youtini MySpace.
C is...
That has to be true. MySpace is still a thing. Oh my gosh. But you don't, because I'm on the social media team. So I feel like you should kind of be involved if you're going to be doing something like that. So C is a lie, but I really want it to be true.
I will never touch TikTok for any reason, so I have no idea to know if that's true or not.
Okay.
What is it?
But, yeah,
Oh,
C is not true.
yeah, it's totally not C.
Good fake answer, though.
Yeah.
All right, here's
That
mine.
was really funny.
Glad to
I
have
like
you
that.
here, Rick.
Thank you.
Here's mine. I have written more than 30 Youtini reading guides. B, I originally pitched an alternative name for Legends Lookback back when we were developing the show. One of the alternative titles was Bantapudu. And then C is I once edited an episode of Legends Lookback while riding an exercise bike. Which one is not true? 5, 4, 3.
You don't bike. C is false. You run.
He does run. I'm going to say C as well. Or it's A on technicality. Either one.
C is not true. I do ride the exercise bike. I cycle twice a week.
But you didn't edit while you're doing it.
You don't have a place to put the computer. Yeah, no, didn't work.
Yeah.
You're on fire, you guys.
I
Thank
did
goodness
read
this is
all
an
of-
actual trivia, because you guys would slaughter me.
I read all of Courtship of Princess Leia on the exercise bike. Did like a
Nice.
marathon one day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In one
I've
go?
written-
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was like a long cycling event we had at the Y. There it is. Yeah, Bantapudu was an alternative title that I pitched. And while we try to get Emily's camera back, the question, Emily, is your device plugged in?
Yes.
So, we'll
I don't
find
know
out.
what happened. It just crashed. Can you
All
hear
right.
me?
So,
I can still
yeah,
hear
so
you,
we'll
yeah.
give you a second. We'll give you a second to figure that one out. The final question tonight. I know we've gone long. We're wrapping this up. The last one, though, is fun. It's just a fun fact. Emily, you are up with one other random fun fact about yourself.
Okay. So which is a lie?
See, you let all the steam out quickly with the big announcement.
I know. But at least it was at the beginning and not at the end. All right. So number 1, which is the lie? I was a principal member of 2 ballroom dance performance troops. Performance troops in college.
Wow.
2, I have a ball python that was originally my class pet when I taught first grade. And C, I am an ultra marathoner, which is a lie.
Oh my gosh. Those are so different from each other. Did you teach first grade? B, the snake. That just
I'm gonna say, yeah, it could be B on technicality for first grade, or C that you like marathons but maybe not love them. I don't know.
I think she's done the ultra marathon. I
Okay,
remember
okay.
something like that happening.
Gotcha.
What is it?
All right, so I was a principal member of 2 ballroom dance troops in college. I no longer.
That's so
B is a
specific.
lie. B is a lie.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I no longer have a ball python that was originally my class pet when I taught first grade. He was Monty the Python, and I had to rehome him when we moved here because we live 45 minutes from the nearest town, and on-post housing doesn't allow reptiles. So it was necessary.
How long were you a teacher?
I taught for 2 years.
Nice.
Wow. I didn't know that. See, this is
Yeah.
why we did this episode.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We got some other photos too. Ballroom dance.
Sure
Was it
enough.
not
How
ballroom?
about that?
Oh, yeah. Ballroom dance. Yeah, so
Ballroom,
one of
yeah.
them was a swing dancing performance group, and then one of them was like more
Whoa.
classic. So that's the classic
Upside
one.
down.
I'm the
Cool.
first one.
Yeah.
And
And
the
then,
second one, yeah, that's me in the front. I'm the one that's flipped upside down.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool. And then is this?
Oh, and then
I
I
just
am an
got the
ultra
name.
marathoner too.
Yeah, yeah.
That was me when I ran my ultra, my first ultra. I plan on doing more, which is why I made it more of an identity statement.
That's awesome.
But it was a 50K, and I can't run it right
Wow.
now because I'm pregnant. But eventually I'll get to some more.
Wow.
I did 3.5 miles the other day, Emily, and I thought of you. And I was like, this is kicking my butt. How did she do 50? 50K.
Yeah, it's like 31 miles for those of you counting at home. But
Oh my
Wow.
gosh. That is a ton. All right.
it hurt a lot.
Rick, fun facts. Those were good ones, Emily.
Fun
Thanks.
facts. I don't have any photos to back any of these up. But was okay? I can't even phrase these. I'm sorry. Was I? That's not even the correct grammar. I'm just gonna read these. A. I was an extra for a movie. B. I was the star of my junior high basketball team. Or C. I operated a plane and a boat before I ever drove a car. You can go ahead and call me
That's
Wonder
so
Kid
strange.
now.
B was not true.
Okay, the
I'm
basketball
gonna go
one?
with C because how did you operate a plane before you drove a car?
All right, so yeah, the correct answer is, or the lie was B.
I made a comeback.
There you go.
Did I ever? Oh,
You
my
did. You did.
I
Good
showed
job.
up. I showed up for 7th grade basketball tryouts, and that was the day I learned what a layup was. I was like, "What are you talking about? What do I do?" So yeah, I didn't make the team at all. And for the C there, the key word operated. So I was in the pilot seat, but there's a co-pilot who actually was a pilot. I do have a lifelong dream of getting my pilot's license. If you're familiar with Civil Air Patrol, I was in that program as a teenager. I got to fly a bunch, and we had a boat, so I drove the boat, had a license for that way before I had my driver's license. So, yeah.
The boat I understood. The plane I didn't know how that was gonna happen. Okay, so thank you for explaining that.
Yeah. Oh, and I was an extra for a movie. Me and Jessica spent 18 hours next to mannequins in a stadium for like a Tim McGraw, Gwyneth Paltrow movie back when we were seniors in high school. It was good
Did you
times.
say 18 hours?
Yeah, it
That's
was.
a
We
long
got
time.
paid overtime, time and a half, just to be there and scream like we were part of an audience. It was awesome, and we seriously were surrounded by mannequins. I have a picture somewhere. After like the 12th hour, we started naming them, and they had all backstories and stuff. It was awesome. So
Oh my gosh.
That's incredible.
Okay. So back to coffee. Here's mine. Jared's special. These were written in the third person. I will read them in the first person. I
Thank you.
like to make latte art.
Oh.
B. My mom was a professional clown. Or C. I don't believe in dinosaurs.
Okay,
Bye.
C has to be a lie because they're biblical, straight up. So, like, you have to believe in dinosaurs. They're in
They're
Job.
not biblical.
They're
The
the
Leviathan.
Leviathan.
debatable. Yeah.
But there's nothing that says that's a dinosaur.
Okay.
I don't peg
I'm
you
still
as
saying C.
yeah. I'm gonna go with A.
I do make latte art.
But do you specialize?
Picks.
I should have put every day I make latte art.
That's
twice
awesome,
a day.
dude.
I make
Great.
Yep, and I have for years. I don't have pictures. I'll post them in the Discord
Yeah,
or
you're
whatever.
gonna have to teach me. I'm
Please
terrible.
do.
Yeah,
we got an
I
espresso
actually
machine,
do,
and I can't do it.
I actually
It's
do
not
latte
great.
art competitions.
That's awesome. Teach me
yeah.
your ways.
Like if a local coffee shop does one, I don't work at a coffee shop, which makes it weird when I show up. And I'm like, I'd like to make some art. They're like, who are you? What shop are you with? I'm like, I'm a home brewer.
That's so funny that you track them. You like find out.
Yeah. I don't do a ton. I've done a few. So I do latte art, and I used to not believe in dinosaurs because they're not biblical. So I had a very like literal view
Right.
of the like 6,000 year new Earth kind of creation theory. I don't have that theory anymore. I do believe in dinosaurs. I've seen the bones in the museum. All right.
Yeah, that's kind of like hard to refute.
But I used to not believe in dinosaurs.
I love that.
My mom was a professional clown.
What?
I think I actually knew that. That's interesting.
For how long?
5 to 7 years. Could have been 10 years.
Wow. Was she like
yeah,
highly
I've got some
sought
cool-
after?
Cool photos. I mean, like
The clown
in our small
circuit,
town
yeah.
in Arkansas and
clown circuit.
Oklahoma. She went to Barnum and Bailey Clown School and everything.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Wow, that's rare.
Yeah, it was awesome. Honestly, it was cool that she it was a dream and she pursued it and she did it and she made some good money from it. It's like $100 a birthday party in the late '90s, which
Nice.
is
All right.
Yeah.
That's
worth like 10
decent.
times what it is now.
Which,
It's like better than substitute teacher.
Jared, I'm probably one of the few, if not the only, staff member that actually knew your mom, and she was a wonderful woman, super
Thanks, man.
friendly and outgoing. So I can see that being a person who brings cheer. That's really special.
You're gonna make me cry, Rick.
I'm sorry,
Oh, my
dude.
goodness. Thanks.
So-
Yeah, one of the cool fun facts. I bust that out at every fun fact like trivia thing. Like, tell me one weird thing about yourself. I'm like, I will tell you something about my mom instead. The other one is I used to have an irrational fear of kites.
Nice.
I conquered it. We're all good. All right, so this has been a lot of fun. I've had a great time. I've had such a huge smile on my face. At one point, I had to massage my cheeks.
I know.
And,
After every show,
hopefully-
I have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I will say this much. If you are looking to follow along with what we are doing here on Legends Look Back and you want to be all caught up for the next roundtable, we are going to keep you in the loop. The next roundtable for the month of October, which is tomorrow, or if you're listening to this in the future, what's up? How is it? And also, it's this month's roundtable. If you're listening in October, Rogue Squadron, we're going to specifically be talking about the new audiobook. Then, after that, in November, we're going to start the Darth Bane trilogy. We'll do it over multiple months. Darth Bane Path of Destruction will be our November roundtable. And then finally, in December, we're going to cover the new Boba Fett Blood Ties Omnibus that is coming out next month, maybe November. Coming out in November. We're going to cover it a month later. It's going to be awesome. Freddie loves it. It's especially for him. Whew. So, before we get to those, we are, however, going to be doing another fun special topic next week. We did the women behind the scenes of the Legends universe. And for good measure, next week we're going to be talking about the toughest of tough guys in Legends. Because, boy, have we got some muscles with shoulder pads with shoulder pads on their muscles. And we're excited to talk about the macho men of Legends next week. That does it for this week. Thanks for joining us here on Legends Look Back. Thanks to our incredible patrons for your support. We love making the show, and we're glad you're along for the ride. A special thank you to Cheryl Bell, Jeremy Kazina, Patrick Ortiz, Carl Sander, OK Endar on our Jedi High Council, Elizabeth Cloutier, Jason Mitchell, Sally and Chris Eilerson, and Freddie C. on our Alliance High Command. If you'd like your thoughts around the show, you can email us at legendslookback@youtini.com. You can send a message in the Legends Look Back Discord channel. You can leave a comment on this episode on YouTube or find us on Twitter at Legends Look Back, or I'm at Jared Q. Mays. Freddy's at Wake Up Freddy. Rick.
Rick_Grace.
And Emily.
Darth Daybeck.
If you're looking to buy some of the books that we often talk about on this show, such as we got the new Essential Marvel Epic Collection of the Dark Empire trilogy. Came out fairly recently. You can go on over to the site, click on the Amazon link in the profile, and you can give us a few cents to help keep the lights on when you click through that way. If you'd like to let us know what you think about a book, you can also leave us a review through that portal as well. Tonight, right after the show, we're going to be doing a special live hangout time. Sorry it's gone late tonight. I really did, try to keep it snappy, but hey, we're going to hang out anyway. We're going to talk about all things Legends and who knows what else tonight in the Discord. If you would like to hang out over there, we're going to be doing that right after the show. In the meantime, remember, everybody, keep the Youtini fan code and be a force for positivity in the fandom. May the force be with you.
This is a Youtini broadcast.